What is up, guys? Guido here, back again with another mini bike video. And in this video, we are going to be installing a upgraded Noram Racing clutch on my dad's mini bike. So let's just get straight into the video. Alright, and for those that have seen the videos of this, y'all know it went through a color change. It was Rust-Oleum white, and now we went and sent it off and got it professionally powder coated. Just check out that flake on the frame. It looks awesome. It totally complements all the chrome accents on this. And also we went through this motor and we got a new cam, a F275 dyno cams instead of the Mod 2 cam that was in here. And we also got a big valve head on this thing and a new jet in our 26mm Mikuni carburetor. So instead of just using your basic run-of-the-mill, clutches, we wanted to step it up and upgrade to a Noram Racing clutch here. Now here is the thing with this clutch here. A lot of those dudes are using their 2-disc, their 3-disc racing clutches, and those clutches are phenomenal. They're really, really good. The only thing with them is they're only really good if you're going in straight lines and you're on the gas and you're off the gas. If you're just cruising through neighborhoods or, doing whatever, just kind of putting around, those clutches are not the best. You're gonna wear them out, they're gonna wear out prematurely, and they're not meant for that. They're strictly a racing clutch. So that's perfect if you're wanting to do some drags, you're wanting to really get on it, and it's kind of, you're on it and you're off of it. There's no in between. You can't really putt around on it, if that makes sense. This is kind of in between there. It's a racing clutch, but it also is perfect for just cruising the streets as well. And what's awesome about this new design racing clutch, you can use Bowley gears on it. As you can see, this is a 15-tooth number 35 chain Bowley sprocket. So this is compatible with all the Bowley racing clutches, and I believe it's compatible with a lot of EC carb parts as well. So that's awesome. That means when it comes to swapping out your sprocket size, or if you want to do a different gear ratio, it's easy as just swapping a different one on. You don't gotta look on the internet and search for parts that might fit and might be compatible. And instead of just tossing it in the trash and throwing it away and getting a different one, you can actually fix this one up and change out your sprockets and stuff, which is really neat. A lot of those other clutches and stuff that you see on Amazon or whatnot aren't like that. So that's kind of the next step up, is something like this. This also should engage way, way smoother and should grab the pads way quicker that are actually on this clutch. So we should get a little bit better of an acceleration time than you normally would get just from your run-of-the-mill Amazon clutch. So this is a really, really nice upgrade to do on this bike. Like I already stated, we already did a bunch of work, so we don't have a chain or a clutch on here. So it's gonna be as simple as just greasing and lubing up this clutch and throwing it on. Now, I've already made a video on how to lube and grease a centrifugal clutch. If you want to click in the top right here, you can watch that video. I will show a little bit of it in this video just because it's really, really simple. But go ahead and check out that video. I show a lot of tips and tricks on there. And yeah, there's not going to be really a comparison either from the old clutch to this one. As we are stepping it up a size to a 15-tooth. The old one was a 14-tooth, so it's kind of hard to compare different, speed or acceleration because it's a completely different gear ratio. So we're going to be throwing this thing on and going for our first little cruise with this thing after we got this whole entire motor all together and rebuilt. All right, and I'm not so sure with these Noram clutches, if they already come greased or whatnot. It doesn't hurt to check. I'm just used to a lot of those Amazon clutches that you get that you kind of just run and you throw away. They aren't greased, so that's why a lot of them wear out prematurely and they just don't work that great. So it's so easy to check. You're just going to need a snap ring plier here, and you can see the grooves of the snap ring fit on the pliers. They fit right on that snap ring there, and then you're able to extend, which will spread that snap ring there, and then you're able to go and get it off of the clutch, and then your whole bell housing pretty much of the clutch, I guess, will come off, and then you can grease it. All right, so you can see the ring on my pliers that I just removed from here, and once that's off, this can just slide on up just like that, and then you have access pretty much to the whole clutch. You can see the springs inside of there, those orange heavy-duty springs. That's awesome. And pretty much you have access to the whole entire clutch. Obviously you don't want to grease any of this. That's the clutch material. Your clutch is just gonna slip. You ain't gonna go nowhere. So don't grease any of there. And also try not to over grease this, because what will happen is once it's moving and stuff with centrifugal force, that grease will work its way out and sling, and it could possibly get on the inside of here and get on that clutch material, which you just don't want. It'll burn off. It's just not the best though. And if it's a lot, it can make your clutch kind of slip, and you just don't want that. So what you're going to end up greasing is these little bearings right here. You can see there's a thin coat of grease right there from factory. I'm going to add a little bit more A lot of companies usually don't have any grease on there at all, so it's nice to see that there's some grease on there, but I'm gonna add just a little bit more, make sure it's all around there, because you don't want your clutch to, you know, wear out prematurely. And then also in here too, on those bearings in there, you wanna make sure that's nice and greased too. All right, so you can see it's all greased up right here, the bearings there, and on the bearings there. It already had a little bit of grease on there, but I just wanted to make sure it was evenly coated and stuff like that. This is probably the perfect amount of grease on there. So now what you're gonna do is everything's all lined up on here. You're just gonna slide this back on over, just like how it came off, just like that. And you can see it's nice and smooth. All right, and you can see we have our snap ring back installed. You can see this thing's nice and smooth. There's little to no play within this clutch right here. You see a lot of them, they have tons of play side to side. I mean, there's literally nothing on this thing. It's super, super tight. So it should be really, really tight. It should be smooth. It shouldn't make any like noisy ringing sounds some of those cheaper clutches make. So it should be pretty awesome. So now that the whole clutch on here is greased, we're gonna go ahead and grease the shaft where it goes on to. And then put the chain on it and get this thing ready to go. All right, and before I go ahead and grease this shaft and put this clutch on, I had a lot of confusion and a lot of questions from my last video regarding my clutch lubrication. Like I said, it'll be in the description below or in the top right at the beginning of the video. And they were asking, why did I put grease on this crankshaft here on the motor? It doesn't spin inside of this. Why would I grease it? The reason why I greased it is it's a metal on metal surface. You always want to grease a metal on metal surface. And also too, this crankshaft gets super hot with the motor, so does the clutch. And when metal and material gets hot and it cools off, it expands and it shrinks. And over time, next time you want to go and take your clutch off for maintenance or whatnot, you are gonna have a hard time trying to get that clutch off. It will not want to come off. And if you guys are having issues with that, click on the top right here. There's a video on how to remove your clutch if it's stuck on using an extractor. But anyways, the reason why you grease that is, like I said, it's a metal on metal surface. And if it's nice and greased with a thin coat of grease, it's gonna be way easier to put that clutch on and to put that clutch off. You're not gonna have any issues with it. And it's just a harmless thing to do. If, like I said, if you don't grease it, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to get off, and you're gonna have to use an extractor and stuff like that. And that's gonna be in the description on how to do that if you didn't grease it. But yeah, that's why you grease it. It's a metal on metal surface, and if you don't grease it, it's gonna be a pain to get off. So what I'm gonna do, like I said, throw a thin coating of high temperature grease on there. Make sure you use high temperature for the clutch and for the crankshaft. And then we're gonna throw our chain and our chain tensioner on there. And now with a nice thin coating of grease on there, your clutch should be able to just slide straight on. Just line up your keyway, just like that, and your clutch is on. And now, since the clutch is all installed, I have my bolt and my washer on there. Now you can go ahead and just tighten it down. If you use a regular wrench or whatnot, it's just gonna spin. You're not gonna be able to. So on my impact gun, you're just gonna gently tighten this down. Perfect. All right, so you can see we got the chain all installed on there, all nice and clean and lubed up with the clutch on there, of course. Now you can obviously see it's too loose and it's hitting the frame right there. So we gotta put our chain tensioner, our chain roller back in. So let's just install that real quick. All right, and you can see it's all installed. We got our roller on there. It's a little too tight, but that's just pretty much all the adjustment we really have. It's on the lowest setting, and also we push the motor back a little bit. But it's a newer chain, so it should stretch out just a little bit, and then once it stretches out just a little bit, it should be perfect. But pretty much with this clutch, it is in between of, you know, a full racing clutch and then also just, you know, your regular run-of-the-mill Amazon ones. With these clutches though, still, in a lot of clutches in general, you don't want to just kind of put on it. You want to either get on it and go and let off, get on it and go and let off, because if you're just constantly just having it at just a lower RPM, it's just going to constantly spin and spin and spin and slip. It's like being in a car and having like your clutch halfway down and you're like on the gas, where it's just not fully engaged. It's just spinning and kind of slipping. That's going to wear out your clutch prematurely, and also it's going to get it super duper hot. And obviously you don't want that, because the hotter your clutch gets, the more you're going to wear it out, the more you're going to have to grease it up. You don't want to do that. So with something like that, you're going to want to just not give it full throttle, but you want to make sure it's past its engagement period and it's fully engaged, and then you can kind of ride it how you want. But you don't want to just kind of put around on it, because like I said, it's not going to be fully engaged, and it's just going to kind of spin and slip, and it's going to really heat up the clutch and make it wear out prematurely. All right, and now with all that done, it's time to go ahead and take this thing for a little rip around the neighborhood. guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned. You do not want to miss the videos that I have planned that are coming up, and stay tuned. Peace.